Greetings everyone, welcome back to my sketchbook. I was at the dollar store buying some twine, and then I also saw this, which is a Hello Kitty and Friends mystery smashy. Let's see what this is, because this could be fun. Well, that is not Hello Kitty. KUROMI? Okay, well, that's what we're going to use as inspiration for a doodle. If you know what this is, I won't bother to look it up until somebody tells me what that is. So I'm going to say anyway, is this supposed to be some sort of like a little demon or something? Like, look at that little tail, and there's a skull there. That is a kind of a creepy thing. So let's open up this inkwell here. And let's try to figure something out. Well, I'm going to start off with the nose, sort of center that face, and there's something about these eyes that there's a good distance, I guess, between them. But I'm not going to do this exactly the same. I'm going to... I think I have an idea. Sort of, maybe, I don't know. And I admit that the idea that I have in my head, although that looks a little kind of Stewie Griffin-like. Okay. Anyway, no, I was thinking a little bit more along the lines of like Austin Power. Yeah. And Dr. Evil, since this is some sort of demon-like thing, but as I said, I'm not going to draw this exactly the same. Maybe we'll clean this up towards the end of it a little bit too. I don't know what happens sometimes in my sketchbook. It seems to be some sort of like a jester hat, like a court jester kind of hat. And yeah, so I don't know what this creature does in relation to what goes on with Hello Kitty universe. There's a possibility, I suppose, that they're all kind of like friendly with each other, right? So I can't imagine that this creature would be terrible to the rest of the gang. But if it's a demon, it must be kind of like malevolent in some ways, or a bit of a prankster. Anyway, I have no idea. It's got this like little weird tail thing. And I don't know anything really about the world of Hello Kitty. I don't know if it's like a cartoon or comic book or um, I would know it as like, you know, an accessory kind of company. Like I'd see people with backpacks or uh, maybe once in a while shirts, but like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything really about Hello Kitty. So anyway, let's zoom in on this just for fun and maybe see if we can kind of do something with this image a little bit that I roughed out. So let's do that there. Maybe like a little one there. And we'll fill that in. Just this little dark eyes. Something strange about cute, malevolent creatures. That doesn't really make sense. Mischievous, I suppose. And I don't know if I want to keep saying the name of this creature. KUROMI. I don't want to invite some strange evil into my home. Wasn't there some sort of controversy recently about some little goblin demon thing? Anyway, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to color this either. I'm just going to try to add detail if I can. Pretend that, you know, you're doing this on purpose. Whatever we got going on here. The dollar store was always such a fun place to go when I was a bit younger. I remember when we first got it, like a major one where I lived. They sold frying pans and stuff like that, which was shocking. You wouldn't get much use out of some of this stuff, but you could get a frying pan. How wild was that? And of course, you know, different types of treats. But then they had those, I think now people call that stuff dupes, but they were like, I don't know, versions of candy bars that were from some place where, I don't know, maybe they had different standards of awesomeness, and then you know, they tasted the same. I mean, most chocolate comes kind of from the same part of the world. It's just, it's processed in different places. So anyway, just rambling on. Body-wise, they seem to be mostly skull, whatever this thing is. So I might have had the body a little bit too big in relation to the rest of its form. Like maybe the head I should have made way bigger. I don't really like to copy other people's art anyway. try to do my own take on these things as much as I can. Now maybe that nose should have been a little bit smaller. That's fine. Now KUROMI, that I have to imagine it's Japanese, and I don't know what that means. I don't even know if I can hazard a guess of what that means. So if you know, let me know. I won't look it up until someone tells me, or at least points me in the right direction. I can't imagine that it would be too corrupt if this is kind of geared towards, well, kind of towards children. I mean, do most children's toys have skulls on them? You know what? Probably, right? Because I think Bratz dolls are possibly still around, and I don't really understand who they market those things to, so yeah. Now let's see what we can do with this skull. I'm just going to darken in a couple of things here. It's kind of like a Punisher skull. Now I wonder if this skull kind of changes attitude based on the attitude of this character. That'd be kind of cool. It's something I've seen in other things, of course. Sometimes, you know, somebody would have a little teddy bear that in the same scene would be, you know, upset if the main character was upset, or that sort of thing. Anyway, I look forward to finding out what this is, kind of, although this is not in my wheelhouse. Whatever this creature is. Anyway, getting back to the dollar store. Yes, you can get twine. Well, actually, it's nylon rope that I picked up. Not so much like the burlap kind of twine, like baling twine stuff. Anyway, no, I don't have any of that. Okay. I am just darkening the lines. And it could be something that, if I were so inclined, I could color it. Yeah, well, no, I don't mind this so much. And I am just going to add a little bit more. And maybe I should do something a little more with the eyes. Just a little bit more. I don't know if you see those little details that I'm putting in. I'm just putting in little tiny creases. Which I don't know if it exists in the face anyway, but I have to find amusement in whatever it is I'm doing. I don't know if I want these cheeks to be quite so pronounced. I don't know if I want to go that much further with this anyway. I will add more darkness around that thumb. Just like that. That way it seems as if it was, yes, purposefully done. We'll do the same around this. Bobble of the jester hat. Same on this one. Yeah, it does kind of have a stewy look to it. Which I didn't plan on, but maybe just because you hold a pen and you're trying to think of stuff, it just kind of flies out of you. So not my intention. I'm just sort of thickening these outer lines a little bit. Kind of make it look a little bit more like a sticker or something maybe. Well, I think I am winding it down because around 20 minutes isn't so bad for a doodle. Let's try to do a little bit around this tail because that freaks me out a little bit. There you go. I don't think I need to do any more than that with this creature because I don't understand it. All right, well, folks, thanks for hanging out for a minute or so, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you at some point in the near future. And I'm going to get rid of this thing because I don't know if I want that thing in my house, whatever this is. So thanks for hanging out, and again, hopefully we'll see you at some point in the near future. All right, ciao for now.